Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Delias Parris. I'm really into all things botanical. I live on a little farm outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and I have a new project for us. This one is a mini file folder, so you can open it up and use it as a traditional file. But my intention with this piece is this is the journal that I am working on, and I've already got my spot picked out. So my intention is to actually glue it on this page as a file folder pocket. And then I did a little paperclip dangle, and that when I close it will hang off the side, which I think is so pretty. So I will be gluing the back. And I can't decide if I'm going to glue just the sides and create like an additional pocket. So I'll be gluing this closed. But I left it open because that way we have lots of options. Let's talk about supplies. Super excited to use washi tape. I'm going to pull this off. I feel like we always have so much of it. And it's nice to have a really cool project. So I've got my washi tape bin, because we're going to be, I think this looks best if you use lots of different patterns. I've got some coffee dyed index cards. These are the large ones. They are 6 by 4. And they don't have to be coffee dyed because you're going to be washi taping over it. And since this one, my intention is to glue it in, I didn't even bother doing the back. But I always have a few extras that didn't work out. We are going to need our straight edge corner punch, and as always, I will show you another method if for some reason you do not have one. Our usual suspects: glue, glue stick, scissors, 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to be using maybe both. I've got vintage photo and ground coffee out. I kind of like playing with both of these together, but I have a new dauber. My other one was starting to fall apart, so it always takes a while for it to break in, at least for me. Cinnamon, no. Sorry, that's my dog trying to take off with some of my papers, apparently. Phone folder, ruler, pencil. If you want to do a topper, we're going to need a paper clip and some pretty little strip of fabric or tape or whatever you want to use for that. So let's go ahead and get started. I really like this part. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I did round my corners here, so I do have my rounded corner punch. This is optional. If you don't have it, skip it. If you do have it, use it. Okay. So the very first thing I did was I took my large index card. Let's see. We got enough room here. Look, I'm not in my pajamas, guys. Can you believe it? Okay. So we're going to fold this corner to corner. Just the same, that large index card. Let's see, corner to corner as best as you can. It's so funny. I find so often with these large index cards that they're not exact, which for some reason in my mind, anyway, it seems like they would be. Okay, so we're going to fold that. And then we're going to get out our tapes, our washi tapes. Like I said, I've got a whole bunch. Let's see. Just going to pull a whole bunch out. Yeah. The more the better. I'll just dump them for now. And let's go ahead and get started. So my first piece, I like a little bit of a wider one. I like to use narrow and wide, kind of a mix, because I think it's more interesting. So let's start with this one. I'm going to pull a piece off. I'm going to go this way because these butterflies are directional. And I'm just going the middle. And I'm going to cut the excess off because we're doing this in a diagonal pattern. I just think it looks a little more interesting. If you don't like the diagonal, go straight. It's up to you. And I mean, obviously you can do this just with paper, pretty paper. You don't even have to do the washi tape, but I thought it was fun. Let's do a piece of this. hold on. It doesn't have to be exact yet because we're gonna lift it to glue it. But because I am thrifty, I just like to sort of line it up so that I know. I'm gonna do the black. Yeah, I think I want it here. I saw someone do this diagonal pattern with paper, and I thought, I really like the idea of doing it in diagonal instead of straight. I think I'm gonna do this one on the other side. Sometimes I like to, I don't want that wrinkled like that. I kind of like the colors, or do I want, yeah, I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use this one. My last video took, I think, 14 hours to upload. I know I've told y'all I'm in the mountains, but the downside of being in the mountains is that my internet connection is awful. And it seems fine for things that stream, but when I'm trying to upload stuff, not so much. Let's do this one. And you know what? I don't put any rhyme or reason into this. Mostly I do, like if I have a pink, I try to balance it with a pink on the other side. But, you know, that's just, it's personal preference, right? It's always personal preference. Ah, here we go. Sorry. Sometimes these are such a pain to find the front or the, anyway, here we go. So let's line that one up. Okay. I think I have a bee in my workshop slash studio. Someday I'll turn the camera and let you guys have a look. Okay, so we got some blues here. So maybe something with some blues. That's almost too similar. And I just used that one. Give me some more blues. It's funny, I have tons of pinks, not as many blues. We'll just use this one then. Oh, you know what? Well, normally well, here. Let's throw in a skinny one. I like sort of the different lengths. I think or widths. Width, not length, width. We'll put a skinny one on the other side too. I played with some of my new dyes today for from Temu, however you want to pronounce it. And I actually was like, so one of them, I was like, I just don't know. This is kind of weird, but I had to get, sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I have to at least give it a try because I'm curious. And it actually ended up being pretty cute. I thought I might do a demo, like a really, you know, it'd be 15 minutes probably, because obviously when you cut a dye, it's pretty quick. But I really like dyes. I do, especially for stuff where you're like, okay, I know I want to do something quick and dirty, and I just want to, okay, so we got purple here. Let's put another piece of pink. Oh, is this one going to be picky? It might be. Okay. Got it started. I had heard someone say that if you don't use your washi tape, it kind of goes old or goes bad. I'm not entirely sure I understand why, but it keeps me on my toes. It makes me not hoard it. In fact, I've been much more generous with Miss Isabel. Okay, so this is my diagonal pattern with my washi tape. Let me just scooch all of these out of the way so they're not in my workspace. Because I'm trying really hard to be more organized. Now that I'm doing these tutorials, it's much harder. Okay, this one, this writing is upside down, so I'm just going to flip it because I am that girl. If I don't do it, I'll think, oh, that doesn't bother me, and it'll bother me. I'll see it every time I look at it. So this is how I do this. I'm going to take a piece of book page, and I'm going to tuck under this first half. Okay. And I lift, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I have a brand new bottle with a stainless steel pin, which hopefully I will not lose. And it's drying fast again. It's so weird. My other one, I felt like it was like staying wet for extra long. I didn't get it. So I pull these down. And I just lightly not a huge amount, but I'm just reinforcing that washi tape because I really feel like washi tape is not permanent on its own. It needs some extra adhesive. I don't worry as much. Like if I do these edges, I feel like we're good. It's if that's where it starts to pull, right? Is on that edge. It starts to lift, I guess is the right word. Lift. So just a little bit. Oh, my camera went out. Here we go. Okay, let's get this side. And this is a pretty quick project. I've done a few in a row that were really long, and I thought you guys might appreciate something a little lighter. Not everything has to be, or, avant-garde. Oh my gosh, there's a word. Okay. And let me lift this one. And some, I see some of this paper, but it doesn't matter because I'm covering it up with the washi tape. So, it's funny how washi tape won't stick when you want it to stick. And then it sticks really well when you're like, oh, it's not going to stick. It's fine. Washi tape likes to mess with us a little. Okay. And these last two little pieces. And here. That tiny corner. Okay. So I've got this side all down. And now I'm just going to flip it. And I'm going to do the process again. So I'm going to lift this side. And this bottom one, I don't think that's even going to need it because there was barely. And I'm just going in on that edge. Giving it a little lift. My daughter's having a sleepover tonight, so my husband went to pick up her friend. And so today's Saturday. I shouldn't even tell y'all. But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of in a groove. Let me just go ahead and get a video done for Wednesday. And if I get another video done, like, I feel like, okay, then I have no pressure. Because I don't like pressure. When I was younger, pressure was fun. Now, I'm 48. 47, sorry. How old am I again? And I don't do it the same way as I used to. Now it makes me nervous. It makes me stressed out. That's just growing up. And I kept thinking it'd be fun to bank some videos because I worry about things uploading because I'm out here. And I worry about, not keeping my schedule. So this, I think this is going to come out Wednesday. But if you don't see this for a month, you'll know that I banked it. Okay. So everything's glued down. Everything's ready. And we're going to really carefully lift this from the paper. Yay. Oh, hold on. That little tiny corner one might need another dot of glue. We'll see. Okay. And then I'm going to go in just a little bit because, okay, I think we're good. And now I'm going to cut off all my excess washi tape. Easy peasy. Okay, if I can get in there. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can hear that bee. It is a huge one. I swear it looks like a dragonfly on this, but it is not a dragonfly. and it makes me nervous, but I'm too chicken to go after it. So I'm hoping it'll realize that I am not a flower. These are flower papers. They are not real flowers. And go away. That'd be nice. Okay, let's get this one. Okay. Okay, here we go. Last one, and then we'll have the big reveal. Okay. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's really interesting. And would that take us 5-6 minutes? Let's see. Oh, well, my timer says 16, but that was with me talking. So these are a project that I feel like benefit from being placed under a book for a couple of hours after you're done. Okay. And I'm just going to make sure that edge is completely clean. I think it is, but here, you know what? Let's open it up and see. Nope, I got a little bit. Okay. Tiny bit. Sorry, I'm being picky. I think I need to clean my scissors. They've got... You know what? Let me grab my other scissors. There we go. There's a thought. Okay. Those are my favorites. The gray ones. Even though I have fancy ones. I think because I've been using them for so long, they've got that muscle memory thing going. Okay. So, if you want to have this floating, or if you planned on just putting it in a pocket, you know, by all means, do the whole thing. Go all the way across. I know that my intention is going to be to glue these in and do paper file pockets, because I think that's cool. But y'all do you. Okay, so there's our base, and I think it's really pretty. Do I have any lifting? I have a little piece of extra there. Okay. Okay. And it's still there. Come on, get off. You know what? We're just going to ink it. So I'm going to ink this whole thing, and I'm going to use my little cheat. Okay, I know y'all know how to ink, but you know how I feel about doing the whole project. Sometimes, like, people will be like, and then you X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, wait. Especially when I was a beginner, I was like, wait, what is that? We forget sometimes when we've been doing this for a while that in the beginning we didn't, you know, maybe didn't know certain terminology, or what, I guess inking even, you know, that's the distress ink. Okay, so the way I do this, and actually, you know what? Let's do our punch here. So this measures 4 inches. So we know we're going to be at 2. I think this is nice. This is optional. Some people, I think, would rather just have it straight across, but I like it. So that's how I'm doing it. If you don't, obviously, you know, do this in the way that makes you happy, because that's the most important thing. So at 2 inches, oh, what am I doing? Doing the front. Oh, let's do this. Wow, I'll get there eventually. So I'm going to make a mark here. I took that back plate out of my circle punch so I can see the X really, really well, because I know that's my center. So I'm going to center my line. And there's my little insert, whatever you want to call it. And since I inked and then did it, let's ink again. Seems to be the story of my life. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to show you how I do this tab. I know a lot of people will cut the shape of the paper and do it that way, or use a notch punch. There's lots of other ways. And this is just the way I like to do it. And I think this works really well for people who don't have a lot of tools. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to do it this way. But, okay, so I'm going to take that. Okay. So what I had here, do I have extra? No, because I cut it. Okay. So this is a pretty, just a little pretty piece of paper that I use. Let's go into the scrap bin and see if I have any, my scrap container. Ah. Oh, wow. Really knocked into you. Sorry, guys. Get that fixed. Look away, look away. My gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I know I'm probably making you seasick. You know what? We're going to leave it there. I'm so sorry. Does that work? Okay. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm always knocking into things. You know what I have is a whole bunch of papers that have already been glued. So let's just use one of these. Like I said, when my creative genie has left the building, I just glue pretty paper, especially if I have like scraps or little pieces. I glue them to cardstock and then they're ready to go when I have a little project like this. So let's see. We got a lot of oranges in here. Do I have anything that might work? I don't want to go too dark because I know I'm going to want to put, let's do this one. So I'm going to cut a strip off. Okay. I'm just getting that excess cardstock off, guys. Okay. My little tab measures, I went, and obviously y'all do you, if you want it thinner or less thin. Mine's 3/4 of an inch wide. I had a lot hanging off. Okay. So I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch. Take a little pencil mark. Okay. Let's give that a cut. Oh, a little long. That'll be fine. See. There we go. Okay. And you can do this a couple ways, and I've done it both. In fact, I'm going to show you on either side of this tag just for giggles. So I like to use my corner. I like this kind of notched square look, but I think a lot of people like them rounded. So if I were going to notch it, and I'm using my 4mm, oh, sorry. This is the corner punch. Corner punch. If I didn't want that squared edge, we could do it rounded. So maybe we'll do it rounded this time just for, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay. So if we're rounded, that's a little more traditional. I was using the straight edge because I know a lot of people, maybe they're starting off and they don't have it. And I think this looks cool too. So if you do not have a straight edge corner punch, you can use, here it is, an old gift card, credit card room key. So these are, I just cut out, you know what? We're going to do one now. Let's do a little one since, okay, little baby one. Okay, so if I didn't, so I would start off by lining this up with the edges, giving it a cut, flip it over so that this is the opposite, give it a cut, and we've got the same thing as this one. So I thought I'm going to do these straight edge, and that way if you don't have a rounded corner, you don't feel left out. Okay, and we're going to ink this little tab. some ink. I'm going to go a little deeper on those corners because I like the way it looks. Okay. Okay. So, this I'm going to line up with my mat because I want it to be straight. Okay. And there's my, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to get it situated right. And I think I want this to be in more. So, let's see. I like it right about there. How deep is that? Let's see if I can tell you. Oh, Lord. Just, well, just over 1/4 of an inch is what I've done. But like I said, do it any way you like. And then here's my ugly washi tape that I hate. I don't even know why I bought this. I do. I bought it because I had messed up on a cover and I thought I could fix it, and this made it worse. But what I love about it is I just use it for this kind of project. So put it back in. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And I'm going to give it a little tape just so it holds. And let's give it a little glue. Come on. Okay. I use washi tape so much just for getting things to stick. Okay. So I like that sort of look. I think that looks cool, but the rounded edge looks good too. In fact, I mean, it's more traditional, definitely. Let's see, what else are we gonna do here? So on this corner, I am going to round because I like that look. If you do not have a corner punch, I think it looks cool without it too. There's that one. Let's round the back. Okay. And this last one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got our tab, we've got our washi. I feel, is that lifting? That is. I'm gonna put a tiniest dot of glue there. I must have missed a spot right there. Good, okay. And so if you were going to make this for a pocket, it wouldn't matter. But if you want it to be a file folder, then I would back the inside. If I'm not backing if I'm not doing, sorry, how do I say this? If I'm doing this as a pocket, I would put another piece of washi tape. On this one, I did a full piece of colored paper because originally I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make a file folder. And I wanted the inside to contrast and be interesting and pretty. And then I just glued it over this piece here, which was perfect. If you're going to use it as a pocket, then just find something. Let's see, what do we want? Let's see, what do we got here? We got blue. That blue is not right. That one we already used. Come on, come on, come on. That works. So if I want, I would just do this. I would find the end of my washi tape before I started filming. Here we go. This one must be new. Oh, you know what? And I would just glue a piece in there just for the contrast on that pocket. Just so it looked cool. Did I get it straight? Let's see. I rarely get my washi tape straight. Okay. And then just cut off that excess. Okay. And I've got the contrast for that pocket right there. We're going to leave it at that because I think you know how to glue on the inside of this. Just take a piece of paper and glue across the back if you wanted it to look that way. I don't really think you need me to show you that. Everyone knows how to use a glue stick, right? I'm going to ink this a little darker because I feel like it needs a little more ink. Go. Okay. And that's when I use that ground espresso sometimes when I feel like these edges aren't dark enough. Ground espresso. Okay. For my little tab, and I didn't mention this, so you use whatever you want, but I have these little rub-ons that I think are cool. Let's do Observe. I like Observe. So I really love these. I need to, in fact, I've got a whole bunch in my cart, my Amazon cart. The Tim Holtz ones are awesome. I don't remember who this is. I'll have to look. And so you just cut it off, and I'm going to situate us as straight as I can. Let me open this up so I can see. That is not straight. That looks straight. Okay. And then I use my paintbrush, the back of a paintbrush. And we're just rubbing it. It's got these little other plastic that, and I'm gonna give it a rub and then pray, because these ones are actually really good. I haven't had a single one mess up, but it's still in the back of my mind that they could. Let's lift it up. Yep, we're good. And there's my words. Put in a little ink over it. And then if we're making this a pocket, which I am going to just glue it shut here. Yeah. I had to decide if I wanted to go all the way up. Okay. And there go my dogs. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm going to grab a couple pieces of paper before that dries all the way. Pop them in there. And that just gives my pocket some room. So when I go to put things in, it's not like, there we go. It's got room in there to pop stuff in. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. And I like to embellish with a tiny little paper clip because I think that's pretty. I also love the way it looks off the edges, so I like these gold ones. Let's see. I've got a little piece of, oh, that works. Maybe. And I'm going to cut a piece off. This one does not want to tear. I have tried so many times. Yeah. It won't. Let's see. Nope. Still won't. I keep saying it won't, and then I keep trying. The definition of insanity and all that. Let's just get some more off. I'm kind of making a mess of it, but it'll look fine when it's on there. Okay. I think that'll work. So we're just going to loop. Sorry. Fold it in half. I give it a little twist. Pop it through my paper clip. It doesn't really matter which side. And then loop those through. Okay. And I'm going to cut this excess string off. Got washi tape. So Oh, there's an extra. And let's just glue this in. Just finish it off real quick. Here's my journal. Let's find, I like to put things like this on the pages. Here. That have no writing space. I mean, you could just even do, I guess, the cover. I thought maybe you would do an extra pocket, but I'm not going to this time. I'm trying to keep my videos a little tolerable in length. Just because, I like a long video, but I know lots of people don't. So we'll have a variety, and then you can pick what you want. And then, ta-da! There we go. So pop in some things. We got some other things we can just throw in here just for fun. And there's our file folder pocket. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. I guess you have to hit notifications to get notified. I personally just go into YouTube every day and look at my subscriptions. So enjoy your day, and thank you for playing with me.